Hey yo, and what's good? Thank you for joining us for another episode of Burn the Books. This is Birdman, along with that dragon Calypso, we are in her sleepy time, so she is not available to give us any picks. But just a little recap. I have been absolutely sucking at these bowl games. We went 1-3 in the bowl games. Thank God for Georgia being a covering or just winning by 60 points, covering the spread by 36 and a half. We're gonna throw the half in there, and thank goodness for all that, because otherwise I'd have gone 0-4. And the other three picks, I mean, I can't say they're terrible. The Wyoming coach, I was right about that. They did go out on top. They just didn't cover the spread. The score was 16-15. They did not cover a 3.5 point spread. And then the other two were very lopsided on the other side. Auburn did not cover either. We went 0-1 in the NBA pick. Minnesota won, but also did not cover the 4 points. But then thank goodness for Detroit. Like, I do not understand what the coach, why the coach didn't just kick the extra point whenever they had to go for 2 from the 7-yard line. And then they went for it again from the 3.5-yard line, and I don't understand that. But they did cover the 5.5, and I thought that was a really safe bet because, like I said, Detroit travels really well. But I know some people that had a live line bet on a 39.5, and they were just super salty that we ended the game at 39 points, and I don't blame them either. I do think I have some pretty good picks for y'all today for the December the 31st slate, which, Happy New Year. We're going to the New Year, New Me phase of where we're always at. I know whenever I go to the gym, for the next 2 weeks, there's going to be 2,000 people there, and then it's going to be massively fall off, and a few of those people are going to still stick around along with all the regulars. I intend on being one of those. I went back for day 3. I feel like if you're serious about stuff, you don't wait till the 1st. You do it in December or just whenever you feel like you need to make the change. NFL picks. I have the first game that we have for y'all today is the Dolphins are playing against the Ravens in Baltimore. Jalen Waddle will not be playing, and Raheem Mostert, Jalen Ramsey, and Xavier Howard were all limited in practice this week. Zay Flowers is limited on the other side. The Baltimore Ravens went into San Francisco and just provided an absolute beatdown. They were winning by 19, or they were winning by 21. They were winning 33-12 in the second half. And in my opinion, Lamar Jackson is the MVP. This feels like this should be a letdown, but I feel like Lamar is going to come shelling out because they're still playing for the number 1 seed. They can get a couple of weeks off. I love the Ravens minus the 3 points. I just feel like this one's almost a give me. Just take it with a grain of salt. Don't put your house on it. I'm just telling you this is how I feel about it. Also, we have the Falcons are playing on the road against the Bears. The Bears are a 2.5 point favorite. The Falcons are 2-3 on the road straight up, and the Bears are 4-1 in the last 5 games, also straight up. Fields has been playing. He's playing for his job somewhere, whether it be in Chicago or whether he gets traded to the Falcons down the line or gets traded somewhere else. I mean, there's a lot of places that he could go, and he would probably thrive. I mean, he might really thrive in Las Vegas. I mean, you just never know where he could end up. He could stay in Chicago, and they could, take Marvin Harrison as the number 1 pick whenever Carolina just spoon feeds it to him, as much as I hate to say it as a Carolina fan. But there's very few people on the injury report for Chicago, and then Atlanta's Arthur Smith is also coaching for his job more than likely. So I expect a low scoring game. I'm going to recommend the Bears minus the 2.5. The Falcons do not travel very well, so that is my pick for this time around. The next game that we have for you is the Titans are on the road playing against the Texans. The Texans are a 4-point favorite at home. The Titans are 2-2 against the spread, as their last 5 games, and the Texans are 2-3 against the spread in their last 5 games. C.J. Stroud is back, and the Texans defense has been very tough, with the exception of the game against the Cleveland Browns. On the other side, the Travis Henry has been playing. He's just been playing really good. Ryan Tannehill showed some life out there, but Will Levis is expected to start this next game. One interesting stat that I found is that the road team has actually outright won this matchup in 8 of the last 9 games over the last 4.5 years. This being number 10, I don't expect. I mean, it could change, but I feel like the Titans are a safe bet at +4 in this one, and that's my pick for this game. The next one that I have lined up for you is that we have the Raiders are on the road against the Colts. The Colts are coming off of a really lopsided loss. They've actually had some players suspended recently for conduct detrimental to the team. And then they have one player that is actually put on the commissioner's exempt list this week. The Raiders are still in the Antonio Pierce era, and they are actually starting to catch fire since they got caught up in that really lopsided loss, that 3-0 terrible game that we had to witness a while back. They have just come out and they've just been lighting it up. Josh Jacobs and Jacoby Myers are both out for this game, but Zamir White had 147 rushing yards in the last game. The Raiders are 3-1 against the spread the last 5 games. The Colts are 3-2. The Colts have been moving around, and they've had a lot of people on the injury report and whatnot. I feel like the Raiders are a really good pick here, plus the 3.5. I'm not saying that they're going to outright win this game, but I could see it being a 17-16 game. I feel like the Raiders are going to keep it close, and I'm not going to say they're going to have. Antonio Pierce has something to coach for, and I feel like the players are still on his side. So I have the Raiders plus the 3.5 in this game. And then the next game that we have for you, we have the Rams are on the road against the Giants. Puka Nacua is questionable in that game, but Tyrod Taylor is starting on the other side for the New York Giants. The Rams have put up 30 on their last 2 road games, and their offense has been putting up 28 points over the last 5 games. I have the Rams minus the 6 on the road against the Giants. They are 5-0 against the spread over the last 5 games. So I feel like that's I'm not going to say it's just like absolute like a lock, but I mean, I feel like that's a pretty safe bet right now. The Giants defense did play pretty good against the Philadelphia Eagles, but that was a divisional game. I expect it to be. I feel like the Rams are going to put up a lot of points in that game. I like the Rams minus the 6. Next, we have the Saints are on the road against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are a 2.5-point favorite. Shaq Barrett is going to be out for Tampa Bay. Alvin Kamara is questionable. The Saints beat Carolina and the New York Giants, but they lost 4 other games out of their last 6. Tampa Bay has won 4 in a row. The Buccaneers are 3-0 against the spread over the last 3 games. The Saints, if you take away those games against the Panthers and the Giants, they haven't covered any of those spreads. I like the Buccaneers minus the 2.5. I'm also going to tell you that their last 5 matchups, they haven't put up more than 35 points. The over-under is set at 42.5. I like the unders on this one as well. Unders 42.5. I like the Buccaneers minus the 2.5 in this game as well. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers are on the road playing against the Washington Commanders. The 49ers are coming off of it was pretty terrible loss against the Baltimore Ravens, and Brock Purdy threw 4 picks, but 3 of them were off of deflections, and I felt like he caught a lot of flack this week from the talking heads, from everybody else, and I feel like this is a really good recovery spot for them. However, they are a 14-point spread, and you're not supposed to like double-digit points in professional football. I would ordinarily tell you to take the plus 14 if Jacoby Brissett was going to start, but he popped up on the injury report on Friday. It is not looking like he's going to play, so Sam Howell would be stepping in. Sam Howell has just been laying eggs left and right, like a Christmas like a Christmas chicken. I mean, it's been ridiculous. The Commanders have lost 6 in a row, and the last time they covered a spread was whenever Brissett came in and saved the day against the New York Jets. The 49ers are coming off that loss to the Ravens, and I feel like Chase Young and company are going to have a field day against Sam Howell. I'm also recommending taking the 14 points. I'm also recommending the first half minus the 7.5 points. And then I have one more game for you tonight, or for the afternoon slate. We have the Bengals are on the road playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs are minus 6.5. The Chiefs have really been struggling recently. They are 3-1 over this against the spread over the last 5 games. The Bengals are 2-2 and 1 over the last 5 games as well. I mean, it's not great, but all right. So the Chiefs have 3 running backs that are on the injury report. A couple of them are questionable. One of them is just outright out. The one thing they actually do have going for them is that Kadarius Toney is going to be out of this game. Jamar Chase is questionable for the Cincinnati Bengals side, but I feel like the Chiefs. I've been reading a few things where people have been saying that Patrick Mahomes has been regressing. I don't really feel like it's been that so much, as the receiving core has kind of taken a step back, and I feel like they're missing the offensive playbook of Eric Bieniemy, kind of, or whatever he contributed to it. It's been kind of a struggle for them. I feel like 6.5 points for the Kansas City Chiefs is way too much. I like the Cincinnati Bengals plus the 6.5 points. I would like to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would like to wish y'all a happy new year. I promise you, my New Year's resolution is to do better on picking sports. I mean, yeah, it sounds sarcastic, but I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm not going to lie, I've been participating in a little bit of alcohol, but we did get the video through. I'm not re-recording it. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in, and y'all be safe out there. I don't want to hear about. I mean, I just want everybody to be safe out there on the road. Uber home, have a designated driver, drink at home. Just don't be drinking and driving. And I noticed that Cat West has finally decided to show up and join us. So those are our picks for the day. Thank you so much, and we'll see y'all next time.